Friends, join us! We have a spectacle!
Also, it took 3 months to build, so I don't want to waste it.
I give you the Warwolf!
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. This is a no black pill zone. No black pilling at all. You keep up the energy, you win. You have enough energy to fight the commies, you win. And when you maintain, and when people see you survive multiple assassination attempts, when they see the disaster and the shambles that is this country over the last 4 years, and the lady who was in charge of the country over the last 4 years is straight up saying, I'll do more of that, people aren't going to buy it. Donald Trump up 1 in the Quinnipiac poll, a far left-wing poll that had Joe Biden up 10 points in 2020. Donald Trump's winning the popular vote. You realize that the chances of Donald Trump winning the popular vote but losing the election is zero. Zero, mathematically. According to Nate Silver, the chances are zero. Donald Trump wins the popular vote. He has a 99.9% chance of winning the election. And now some of the biggest, most accurate polls in the country are beginning to bend and break for Trump. We've been predicting this. Donald Trump opens up big lead in our election model. Kamala Harris's best weeks behind her. Where are those 27,000 voters who could decide who wins? This is the Daily Mail showing that Donald Trump is now breaking the models. 55% chance of winning based on all available polls. Kamala Harris down 44%, 10-point difference between the two. Donald Trump opening up a massive lead. Now, the probability with Joe Biden was always really, really bad. The Biden and Trump debates. You can see here how this broke for Biden. I mean, you can see how Kamala Harris had clawed together through all of the propaganda and a rigged debate, totally rigged debate, that Donald Trump ended up winning, right? Because this is what the polls show. Probability of winning the Electoral College. Using national and state level polls, we simulate the course of the election around 8,000 times. This means we can explore all the possibilities of voters across the counties and the race, and we can find that Donald Trump has now a 11-point advantage. It's leaning past the top. The model is breaking past the toss-up to lean Trump. Oh, baby. This is because of some very, very important polls. Rasmussen, who we love, who's been tracking this very, very closely, showing that Donald Trump has always maintained a 3 or 4 point advantage on Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is up by 10 points in Ohio. You don't win Ohio by 10 points and lose the election. You're just brain dead if you think that that's possible. Here we go. Donald Trump up 10 points in Ohio today from an internal Ohio, as Ohio goes, and Donald Trump winning Ohio by this wide of a margin means that a Senate seat goes Republican in Ohio, and more importantly, that Donald Trump's going to then carry states like Iowa by 18 points. Gallup's first time ever Republicans have led on party ID in the presidential year. Look at this. These are percent figures are the average party identification and leaning in the third quarter, July to September, before the election. Look at that. Look at the number of, this just never happened. Not in my lifetime. All the way back to 1992, Republicans have never led on party ID. And now look at that. This is Donald Trump remaking the party. This is why they want to kill him. I mean, really, I just hate to be so brutal about it. This is why. Trump leads Kamala, a new Quinnipiac poll. We talked to you about this. This is a flip. This means Trump wins the Electoral College. Quinnipiac had Biden +3. This is in May. It had Harris +2 in August, and now it has Trump up. That's this year. By the way, an important reminder that Quinnipiac, the same poll, had Biden up by ended with Biden up by 11 points in 2020. Yikes. According to Quinnipiac's polls, Hispanic voters are breaking for Trump 52-44. This is panic time. Who do you trust more? Immigration, economy, crisis around the country at risk. Trump by nearly double digits. It's the end, man. This is the end. CNN poll finding it locked up, neck and neck. Pennsylvania poll finding it tied as well. Too big to rig. Donald Trump breaking all of the models. Donald Trump now looking like he is storming towards those winning odds. Check this out even more. Trump pulls ahead in the latest election model. The odds to win. This is sort of what the map. This is sort of what the map would look like here. Donald Trump, strong wins here. Who the hell cares about all the fraud here? Got to win those governors and state houses back, and then just do voting systems like you do in Florida here. We have the results in Florida same night by 9 p.m. Every vote counted in Florida. Again, you just don't lose Ohio by 10 points and then somehow win nationally. Just doesn't understand. This is very important. This framing is very, very important. Around this time in 2020, Quinnipiac had Biden 52-42 over Trump. Worse, their final poll of the cycle had Biden plus 11. Hard to understand how damaging this poll is for Harris and why internally Democrats are wetting the bed. You have to know the historical context. Yeah, man. Wow. Everyone's like obviously blown away by this, but also just everything from the New York Times. It's the New York Times showing Trump just absolutely dominant in these swing states. Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, just not swing states. Very good indicators for Trump. Republicans are leading Gallup's party affiliation poll for the first time ever. Trump polling way ahead of 2016 and 2020. GOP early voting is way up. Mail-in requests are trending red. Teamsters are working class are voting Trump. Consumer confidence is way down. And Donald Trump, man, is ready to rock. Here is how CNN framed it, which I thought was very interesting. We said that CNN is, locked in. CNN is sort of finds what we find when we go out and do man on the streets, which is that some people don't like Trump's style, but they're voting Trump anyway because they like the results. And that's the point, right? That's the point. This dude make my life better or worse? Who the hell cares about mean tweets? Give me my gas prices. I want gas prices at $1. Remember that?
Is one of the most fascinating dynamics throughout this presidential campaign. We have spoken about Kamala Harris's popularity and how it has taken off, right? So this is the net favorability rating. And look, Harris is more popular than Donald Trump, right? If we're looking across an average of polls, Harris's net favorability is plus 1 point in positive territory. Donald Trump is still in negative territory when it comes to his net favorability at minus 9 points. You'd look at this and you'd say to yourself, oh, Kamala Harris should be well ahead in this race. But that CNN poll out yesterday had Harris up by just a point. The Quinnipiac University poll that was out yesterday showed something very similar. So the bottom line here is that Kamala Harris is in positive territory. She's clearly better liked by Donald Trump, but yet we have a very close horse race on our hands.
So popularity can mean different things.
Yes. All right. So Donald Trump, personally, not very beloved, right? This is something we've heard from a lot of his supporters that maybe they don't love him personally, but they like the job that he did as president. So we talk about popularity. We're often talking about favorability ratings, but how about approval ratings? How about approval ratings thinking that he did a good job in his presidency?
I think people confuse that often.
I think people confuse it very often. Look at this. Think his presidency was a success. Donald Trump, 51%, the majority think his presidency was a success, despite his personal popularity being meh. Look at this for Joe Biden, way down at 37%. I think that this is a real drag on Kamala Harris, despite her own personal popularity, while Donald Trump, with thinking his presidency is a success, I think the net favorability ratings don't actually get into the fact that there are a lot of folks who like the job he did as president, but don't necessarily like him personally.
Okay, Joe Biden no longer on the ballot, but what does history show about his unpopularity and the impact it can have?
Exactly. So take a look here. There's only 3 examples going back. The successor was the successor of the same party when the net approval rating was negative at this point in the cycle, right? As Joe Biden was.
So maybe I misstated. Not popularity, approval.
Approval.
Okay.
So here we go. George W. Bush, obviously Republican, didn't succeed him. Lyndon Johnson, there was no Democrat who succeeded him. Harry Truman, no Democrat who succeeded him. Now we're looking at Joe Biden. Can a Democrat succeed him despite his net approval rating being as low as it is? History isn't so kind, but again, we're really just looking at a sample size of 3. But the bottom line is, I think we can say Joe Biden is a drag on Kamala Harris, despite her own popularity, at least measured through net favorability.
So going forward, we can make a distinction and should dig into it when we're talking about popularity. Are we talking about approval, job performance,
Yes.
or favorability? How people feel about the
Exactly.
person?
One favors Kamala Harris, the net favorability ratings. The approval ratings, I think, favor Donald Trump, given that you have 51% who think his presidency was a success.
Let's see what the story tells us as we go forward. Cool, Harry.
Thank you.